there, thanks for joining me to color. Today we're going to be working on this adorable Stampin' Bella image called Love Story Squidgies. Aren't they cute? I will put a link down in the description box of the card kit and all the supplies I used. I would love for you to come shopping with me. If you have a question, leave me a comment and I'll make sure to get back to you. Otherwise, I've already stamped my image on Nina 80-pound solar white cardstock with Memento Tuxedo Black ink, so let's color. So let's start out by giving our images an outline. For that, I'm going to use C00. And I'm not going to do anything fancy. I'm just going to come down here to his shoe and go all the way around to the other side. And I like to do this first, so in case I get some on my person or my image, I can erase it. Or if I've already colored it, I tend to pull color from my image out into my background. So this makes it easier and I don't have to worry about getting it, pulling colors out there. I'll go back down here and around to her shoe. And how about this little spot right here between her feet? Let's work on their skin next. For that, we're going to use E11, 21, 00, 000, E70 for some shadows, and then E93 for their cheeks. And I'm going to start with E11. And I'm going to start down here on her foot. So just brush a little bit away from this side of her shoe. And this side of her shoe. And then we'll add E21. And then we'll go over all that with E000. And then I'm going to add a little bit of shadow on her foot with my E70. And I do that right here along the edge of her shoe. And a little bit underneath of her skirt. And then let's hop up here and we will work on their hands. So again, I'm going to do E11 first. And let's do a little dab down here at the bottom. And then we'll add E21. And then I'm going to fill it in with my E00. And then again, I'll give it a little bit of shadow with my E70. And let's go over here and work on her. So again, I'm going to start with E11. And let's do, and he's also got his little fingers right here, so let's do a little dab of those. And then she's got her little neck. Then let's do down the side of her hair, ear, and then I'm going to add E21. E00, E000, then I'm going to add some cheek color with E93, then I'm going to come back with a second coat of my E00, then I'm going to do a second coat of E93 for her cheeks. And then I'm going to go over that with E000. And then we're going to add our shadow with E70. And I'm going to do that right along this side of her hair. And we'll hop over here and we'll do his face. So again, I'm going to grab E11. And let's see, he's got his ear over here showing, so let's do a little dab on there. And then we're going to come down his face. And we're going to add E21. E00. E000. Then we'll give him some cheek color with E93. Then E00. Then I'm going to do a second coat of my E93. And then E000. And then we'll add some shadows with our E70. Let's do their hair next. So for the girls' hair, we're going to use E44, 43, and 42. And for the boys' hair, I'm going to use E79, 57, and 35. And let's start on the girl with E44. And let's do a little bit up here in this little bun. And this is a headband up here for her veil, so I'm not going to go up there. But right in here in between the flowers, I'm going to do a little bit because it's going to be dark in there. So we're going to cover that up just a little bit. And then let's do a couple of little streaks coming down from up here. And we'll add E43. E42. And then I'm going to come back with E44 for a second coat. Then we're going to do the boys' hair, so let's start with E79. E57. E35. And then a second coat of our E79. For the girl's shoes and her dress, we're going to use C2, 00, and the colorless blender. We're going to start with C2. And let's start down here on her shoe. So I didn't do anything fancy. I'm just going to come away from this shoe and then come along the back. Same for this one. Let's go around the back come around kind of a little corner there and over like this. Then I'm going to add C00. So I just want to soften those edges. And then I'm going to go over both of those with my colorless blender. And for her dress, we'll again start with C2. And let's do a little dab up here above her arm. And then for her sleeve, I'm going to come down, around, and then she's got a little wrinkle right here, so I'm going to exaggerate that just a little bit. And then for these little ruffles down here, let's go this. Then I'm going to add C00. I just want to soften the edge of that C2, so I'm just going to go over the edges. And then we'll use our colorless blender to swipe over that. Let's work on her veil next. For that, we're going to use BG11 and quadruple 0. And we're going to start with BG11. And we're going to go up here and do it above her hair first. And I'm just going to do in between each of those flowers and then leave the edge white for my last color. And with our BG quadruple 0, we'll just fill in this side here. Then we'll hop down here and do her veil. So for her veil, we want to do some of these little creases. So here she's got a little wrinkle, so we're going to go right along that wrinkle and then come up, connect it with these lines. And then last time I did up in here, but I didn't like that. So let's do, I didn't bring the line down far enough, I guess. So let's do just a little bit away from her flowers and her face. And then for the wrinkle, let's go up to her dress. That. And then we'll take our BG quadruple 0 and just soften the edges. Put a little bit of color all over her little veil there. Let's do the flowers in her hair next. For that, we're going to use our 37, 35, 32, C2, and Y18. So let's go ahead and do the center of the flowers with our Y18. So nothing fancy, just color those in. And then we'll take C2 to add a little color to those with the centers. So I'm just going to flick a little bit of color away from the center section. And then for the other flowers, we'll start with R37. We're going to give the bottoms a little dab of color. And then we're going to add R35. And then I'm going to fill them in with my R32. Let's do his shoes next. For that, we're going to use 100, C9, 6, and 4. I'm going to start with my C9. And let's do around the top of this little wrinkle. And then we're going to come around the sides and around the other side. Same for this one. Then we'll add C6. And we just want to, I'm going to leave this white up here, so we just want to add it down here along the edges of the bottom and the side. And then we'll do C4. And we're going to give it 2 coats, so I'm not going to fill it all the way in. Because now I want to add that 100, which is really dark. C9. C6. And then C4 to fill that in. I think I'll give it a second coat or a third coat of my C6. And then my C4. Let's do his hat band and his bow tie. For that, we're going to use R39, 37, 35, and 32. We're going to start with R39. Let's do his little hat band up here first. So we're going to go right along the edges here and go along this, do the outside. And I'm going to do this little line right here. And then for the bow tie, let's do a little bit in the center. And then let's do these little lines here and this line. And I'm going to go ahead and bring this line up and do a little dab over here. Then I'm going to add R37. then R35, and then we'll fill it in with our R32. For his suit and his hat, we're going to use 100 T8, 6, and 5. And since I'm going to give it 2 coats, I'm going to start with my T8. Let's go ahead and start up here on his hat. So let's do right along this line. And then I'm going to do right next to this line and come down to the hat band. Same for this side. And then I'm going to go across the top of the hat band. And then over here, let's do away from our hat. And I'm going to come down. And we'll add T6. And then T5. Then we'll come back for a second coat, but we're going to start with 100. Next we'll do T8. And we're going to add T6. And then we're going to add our last of T5. Let's hop down here. I'm going to do his pants next. So if I'm going to start with T8. And let's see, I want to leave a little bit of white along the edge here so we can see a little bit of the edge of his pants compared to her dress. So I'm going to leave a line right here. Now I'm going to brush away from this line. And I'm going to give him a wrinkle in his pants right here. And then I also want to go all the way across underneath of his jacket. Up here, we're going to cover that in and go underneath of his jacket. And again, the same as the other side, I want to have a little bit of a white space right here. And I'm going to get a wrinkle right there, and here's a wrinkle. And we also want to go on the inside here. And let's do a little dab right here. Then we're going to add T6. T5. Then we're going to come back with our darkest, which is 100. T8. T6. And then lastly T5. So for his jacket, let's go ahead and start with our T8 again. And he's got a little spot over here in between the girl, so let's do a little bit in there. So I'm just going to outline it. Be careful down there by her hand. That. And then he's got a little bit showing right here in between the tie. And then let's do his sleeve. And since his cheek's touching down right here, I'm going to go underneath that a little bit. And then we're going to go underneath of his sleeve over here. And then I'm going to come down his jacket. And let's come across a little bit. And then for this side, oh, and I also want to do around this pocket. And let's do this pocket. Then we are going to add T6. So I'm going to fill this little section over here in. And we'll do T5. And we'll come back with the second coat, so start with 100 this time. T8. T6. And then our T5. So that leaves us with them something to stand on. So let's use W4, 2, and 0. And I'm going to start with W4. And I'm going to go up a little bit past his shoe here. And we're going to come around. I'm going to bring this out because her veil's hanging down a little bit there. So I'm going to bring it out a little bit. Then we'll do W2. And then our W0. Then I like to go back with W4 and add that dark back in. So there is our adorable Love Story Squidgies all colored up. Didn't they turn out cute? I'll list all the supplies I used down in the description box. I would love for you to come shopping with me. If you would like to see the completed card and more pictures, head over to the store blog, and there's a link down in the description box. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share my video. I would love that. You can also just say hi down in the comments. That would be awesome. If you'd like to see me put the card kit together, I will put a link at the top of the screen to head over and watch me do that. Otherwise, I hope you had fun coloring today and are having a great day. I'll see you next time. Bye.